Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez and today I'm going to be unboxing Dragonlance, Warriors of Krynn. This is a game based in the D&D world of Dragonlance, designed by Rob Daviau and Stephen Baker, and I'm excited about this. I've had this on a pre-order for a while. What I didn't know is I could have actually gotten it earlier because they had like a package that had this as well as the new Dungeons & Dragons Dragonlance source books, which I would really like to have, although I'm not likely to run it anytime soon, so it's kind of okay. But either way, I'm going off on a tangent. But it's here now, and I'm really excited about this because it sounds like a co-op war game, which I've only played one other of, that being Unicornus Knights, which is a really interesting game. It's been several years since I played it, and I only played it once, so I can't talk too much about it, but you have to worry about your supply lines and getting through the enemy forces, and sometimes you can make alliance with enemies. It's really interesting, but regardless, that is not this game. This is Dragonlance, Warriors of Krynn. So let's go to the other side and take a look. It says, war grips the world of Krynn. The army of the evil Dragon Queen marches across the land, leaving destruction in its wake. An alliance of desperate defenders stands against the relentless march of the ruinous dragon army. On the battlefield and beyond, it's up to a small band of adventurers to turn the tide of battle and save Krynn. Defy the Dragon Queen. Dragonlance Warriors of Krynn is a cooperative game of adventure and strategy where you must play heroes battling against a terrifying dragon army. As conflict rages around you, maneuver between battlefields and adventure locations to tip the scales of war. Face sinister dragon army commanders and their forces in battles ranging from skirmishes to epic sieges. Explore the surrounding lands to find treasure, allies, and other advantages. Shape the story of the war through 12 connected campaign scenarios and forge a legend of your own. The standalone board game includes rules for integrating characters from the Dungeons & Dragons companion adventure Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen, sold separately. So that is something that's actually really interesting about this. And again, I didn't get this stuff to take advantage of it. But if you play that adventure, you can actually switch to this game sort of in the middle and play out this big battle, which is really an interesting concept. Now, what I have to wonder is how many people are really going to do that. Like, I'm excited about this board game, and I like D&D. Do I want to, in the middle of playing D&D, say, okay guys, now we're going to switch to this other system? I don't know. It could be kind of interesting. I like the concept of it. I just don't know if a lot of players are necessarily going to be on board. On board, it's a board game. Anyway. Back in the day, I ran this big campaign, and without getting too deep into the weeds here, I had created a situation where the worlds of Krynn, with the Dragonlance setting, and Faerun, the Forgotten Realms, had gotten kind of smashed together, and which is a ridiculous premise, to be honest with you. It really is. But the point of that is that at some point, the characters had to take part in this giant war, basically. They were on the battlefield, and all kinds of crazy stuff was happening. And look, I'm not Rob Daviau. I'm not a game designer. I tried to pull elements, like just some of like the basic stuff from Warhammer, even though we weren't doing like a miniatures battle. And it was awful. I think that is the worst game session I've ever run. Like no one was enjoying it, and I didn't have the wherewithal to be like, you know what, let's just do this a different way. I was like committed, and so I went right through with it, which I shouldn't have done. It was so dumb. Anyway, so I'm a little skittish about the idea of switching to this whole other system in the middle of the game. But that being said, it could work wonderfully. I don't know, but I do want to play this game. So anyway, enough backstory. I'm going to open up this box. It's a really weird box. I'm guessing there's another box on the inside of this, but it has this sort of tearaway part here. But so we're going to tear this open, and I'm hoping, like I said, that there's a regular box on the inside. I probably was supposed to pull by the lawyer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's just do this. Okay. So yeah, this is a interesting and weird system. Okay, yeah, so this is just basically a sleeve, which I'm all too happy to toss because it's, flimsy and it's already tearing because I'm not very careful about that kind of thing, I guess. It's coming out. It really is, guys. This is a very weird view. I know. I apologize. Okay, there's our box. Okay. Not wrapped or anything, as, wouldn't be necessary to. Not stickered either, which is cool. Although I don't really mind the stickers. Some people hate them, but whatever. It doesn't matter to me. All right. Let's get into this thing. I'm very curious. Oh, I wonder if it has... I didn't see if it had the game length on here. And I still don't see that. It might depend, because it says there's like 12 scenarios. It might depend on the scenario. We'll see. Or it just doesn't tell you. It doesn't want you to know what you're getting into until it's too late for you. That could be it too. All right, so we have a lot of tokens. I'm gonna guess these are dragon flames. We have some various tokens. We have Death Dragon, Red Dragon, Wyvern, or Draconian. So if you don't know, one of the things in the Dragonlance setting is the bad guys created these Draconians, which are dragon men. And they are formed from, I believe they steal the eggs of metallic dragons. So depending on what kind of dragon it was, it'll be different. But they're all evil in this case. And, you know, that was before Dragonborn was a thing in D&D. So I'm curious if they are having the Dragonborn in the Dragonlance setting, because that would seem really weird, given that the Draconians are a big factor there. But anyway, there's that. We have all kinds of cool tiles. We have villages, trails, woods, Dragon Army Supply Wagon, Rocky Ledge, Bluff, Dragon Army Outpost, Woods, more woods, and the coast. Very cool. I won't actually read all these, but they look really pretty though. I really like them. They're neat. More Goblin Prisoners. I wonder if these are Black Robe Wizard, Priest of Takesis. Takesis is the big evil god. They have a system there in Dragonlance where all the wizards have to take this special test, and then when they're done with their test, if they are goodly, they wear white robes. If they're neutral, they wear red, and if they're evil, they wear black. So that's a whole big thing, and you can't be a wizard there without taking the test, or they will come after you. So, okay, so these might just be places where you put things, war engine cards, event cards. Might just be little places you put the cards, I'm not sure. Okay, here we have, it looks like, maybe character cards, in case you do not have a D&D character that you're going to import over. I'm guessing that these are ones that you could use. I really think it's interesting, this color choice they made, where it's mostly purple and then some black and white. The D&D games, in general, do some kind of odd things with their colors sometimes that I'm not, I don't hate it, but I don't love it, so, that's fine. All right. So here's our scenario book. So I think there's 12 scenarios in here. It has like some kind of layouts for stuff. I'm not sure exactly how the boards look. Like when I looked on the back, they're really kind of interesting looking. It's hard to explain. Hopefully when I get to them, I can explain better. So here's our heroes. Yep, that's what that was. So that makes sense. So, all right, here is our rule book. Oh wait, you know what? Actually, before I get to that, oh man, this thing's all munched up here. That's annoying, but oh well, that's fine. It's not really a big deal, but I want to see if the scenarios have a time prediction on here. I don't see any, so this is interesting because I have no idea how long these games are, so that's weird. Maybe I just missed it, so I don't know. But okay, so here's our rule book. And so I'm going to get this a little closer because in case I won't have all the pieces out. But so that's our map. And then you can see like the little red and blue or purple marks on there. I'm guessing those represent troops of some sort. So that's kind of an interesting looking situation. So it'd be cooler if they look more like representative and look like if they had pictures of the, you know, knights or whatever. That would be neat, but it's fine. Okay, so I don't know what all this is. This might be secret stuff because it's got a lot of numbers. Let me actually, before I get to it. So scenario entries, yep. So, there's tiers of play. I'm trying to figure out where the basic rules end. Okay, ending a scenario looks like, so 11 pages. So I don't think it's going to be super complicated, which is nice. Okay, so here's some of our tiles. These are double-sided. You got city walls, farmstead, that's pretty cool. Steps, stunted forest, barrows, broken lands, city gate. Okay, cool. These ones here. Prairie, abandoned fields, scrublands, fields, crossroads, crags, foothills, canyon, mountains, and forest roads. So, okay, very nice. Okay, that's just a little divider thing. There's some miniatures in here, but I'll look at those last, as per usual. So here's the little, like the red things I was talking about. Let's see. I may have to cut these up and they don't look like they have like an opening thing on them. I'm just going to try to pull like one of these out maybe, so we can take a look. Because I couldn't make out a lot of detail from the back, so... Okay. Here, why am I doing this the hard way? Alright, so that's one side, this is the other side. I'm guessing these represent troops, I'm just not sure. But that would make sense to me. So, okay. That's cool. We have, okay, so these are the purple ones. I think they're going to look pretty much the same though, but purple ones. We have a whole bunch of dice. So let me get out some of these dice. We'll take a look at them. I think there's just one, yeah, one red and a bunch of other black ones. I'm guessing all the black ones are going to be the same. So let me get the red one out too. We can take a peek at these. Okay. All right, so there we go. So we got sword, like a dragon symbol, blank side, 2 swords, okay. And then this is like the same shape as like the troop marker thing. There were shapes like that as well, so. All right, and then I'm not sure what that would be, but okay. Interesting. All right. Oops, let's see what's under here. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of cards. Open these cards when you're ready to play your first game. Okay, so I don't know if I should get into that yet. There's going to be... Do not open these cards unless you're about to begin a legendary tier scenario. Okay, so I may not end up looking at these cards because I don't want to blow anything. Do not open unless you're doing a veteran tier scenario. What are these little guys over here? Veteran, legendary. Okay, so I think it's going to be all stuff that you're not supposed to open until you're ready to do it. So, yep, that's what that is. Okay, so I'm not going to get into those because I think that's like a spoiler. I don't want to do that. Let's look at these models though. I'm very curious about them. Okay, so here's the first one. I don't have the names of the characters in front of me, but I'm going to guess that is a Knight of Solamnia. I could be wrong, but that is like their big, like, you know, almost paladin-like group. They're all honor-bound and whatnot. This, I'm fairly certain, is a Kender, which is almost like their world's answer to halflings. They're very flighty people, and they steal things almost uncontrollably. Like, they almost don't even realize that they stole them. So it's an interesting thing. Okay. I'm going to be less sure about the different types of classes here, but they're pretty cool. It looks like they put a wash on them, maybe. Kind of looks like that. They're pretty good quality miniatures, though. I wasn't really sure if they'd be great or not. Okay, here's another one. Not sure. I think that's a guy. I'm not sure. I was trying to tell if it was a girl or guy. Okay. There's another. Looks like a wizard. Yeah, it looks like a dwarf maybe. So that's cool. As far as I can tell though, and I could be wrong, I think only the knight is a female character, which is sort of a bummer. I think people need to do better about that. But anyway, that's what we've got. So, my goodness, that's everything. That is everything in Dragonlance Warriors of Krynn. I'm really curious to check this out. I love that world. It is so fun and interesting. I haven't played a lot of games set just in that because it's one of those worlds that feel like it's all based around one big event, being the War of the Lance. I mean, you can set it after, before, whatever, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like if you're setting it during it, but you're not involved in it, it's kind of like you're like the side character to the big stuff going on. So it's kind of a weird world, but I really like it a lot. So anyway, are you looking at getting this yourself? Are you curious about that? Do you have fond memories of the Dragonlance setting and D&D even? I would love to hear about that. Any cool stories that you would like to share with me? I would be enthralled to hear those. So definitely reach out to me if you have any. So in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, look forward to see you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.